Welcome to Esmeraldas province, Ecuador. I am Father Paul Ewers, a priest of the Combonian missionaries, and in these few minutes I want to share with you some of the places that I've lived in for 18 years so that you may get to know the people who have become my people. I first came to Ecuador in 1968, and after a few temporary assignments lasting up to about a year and a half to learn the language and the cultures, my bishop assigned me to this fisherman's village called Rocafuerte, which at that time had only 1,000 inhabitants. The Spanish Combonian missionary, who was the pastor, and I sat down together, put our heads together, and tried to figure out what we could do to help our people develop themselves. And we figured that the best thing was to help them better their education. At that time, there was a public school here, which only went up to the 6th grade. So we decided to build, with the help of the people, a junior high school. Because up to that time, if someone wanted to send their child to a high school, any kind of thing above the 6th grade, they had to move or send their child to the city of Esmeraldas, 45 miles away. Half of the materials for the Rocafuerte Junior High School were donated by Ecuadorians from Quito and Guayaquil, and close to half of the cash. For the first 4 classrooms, our priest asked us to carry up sand and rock from the beach on our shoulders to build the walls. And so now this is our school, and we must take care of it. I want to thank you very much, Padre, for having built this school for us. If I wanted to help my children out, I could give them each $800 in my last will and testament. But then they could drink it all the day they bury me. Instead, I can use that money to give them an education. They'll be better able to defend themselves in life, and no one will be able to ever take that away from them. This is the town of Borbón, where I lived for 5 years. In that time, there were no roads, and we had to visit our 60 villages up along the rivers by dugout canoes powered with outboard motors. In 1972, Father Adalbert Mon, a German Combonian missionary, founded this mission. and I joined him as his associate in 1973. In the Borbón Cultural Center, Father Mon preached 2 cursillos, or short courses, a month. The cursillos were for groups like the Legion of Mary, catechists, chapel guides, and youth groups. We also planned courses in dressmaking for girls and ladies and mechanics for boys and men.
Redondito, y usted está haciendo ahí voltear porque si no le va a quedar chueco. Primero luego 4 de cada lado, 3 de cada lado.
I am Brother Francis Coqueiro from Brazil. I am in the community of Borbón. We are 4 Combonian missionaries, 1 from Uganda, 2 from Mexico, and myself from Brazil. We are here in the parish of Borbón to continue the work which Father Albert Mon began, a work of evangelization and development. As Combonian missionaries, we have the same mission to help our people to develop themselves.
My name is Kathy Buller, and I'm from the San Francisco area, and I've been here in Ecuador for 10 months and in Borbón 7 months. Now, Borbón is a very different place from where I'm from. It's very tropical here, and the poverty is a lot here, but the people have a lot of heart, more than they're teaching me a lot. I thought when I came down here I'd be teaching a lot of people stuff, but they're actually teaching me a lot here, and I really enjoy Borbón. It's a nice place, very different from our culture, but I'm enjoying it here.
Here is the present pastor of Borbón.
I myself, Father Joseph Chibirige Kasule from Masaka Diocese, from Uganda. I am here since 2 years back, working in the pastoral activity, what we call normally first evangelization. My work consists in visiting all these 55 communities that we have, which some are situated in the sea, some mass inside the forest, villages that have been founded just back. These communities, some are small, some are big, but all are communities which are very lively. There is a deep religious concept of our people, and people participate with a lot of difficulty because there is a lot of gap, a lot of distance between what the church asks of the people and what the people live. I myself, up to now, I'm very satisfied with this work that I'm doing with the catechists, with the other fathers who work with me here, 2 fathers, Italian fathers. We are trying to find new ways of implementing the new evangelization. As an African, as a Ugandan working here, for me it has a lot of meaning. As Comboni was saying, Africa should evangelize Africa, and the work goes on with its difficulty, but I think it's a very good sign that the African church, being young, can also give some missionaries. So, as African working in America means that we cannot always receive. We have also to give from what we have, the gift of faith that we are called upon to share to the people.
una scout y me gustaba vivir en el campo, en los bosques. Entonces yo decidí que iba a ser un sacerdote. No quería ser uno como mi párroco, sino quería ir a África o otra parte, también estar donde la necesidad era más grande que en mi mismo país. In 1978, my superiors rotated me back to home to give someone else a chance to come down here to the missions. This is part of a program so that everyone who's a member of the Combonian missionaries can come to the foreign missions. Because you don't join us if you just want to stay home and become an armchair missionary. In 1988, I came back to Ecuador, and my bishop assigned me to the town of Quinindé, which is right here behind me at the point where the White River and the Quinindé rivers join. This is the site of the first Catholic church in Quinindé, which we replaced with this chapel and the meeting house, Palenque. Palenques were villages which runaway slaves formed in the jungle to be free. Some Palenques were able to maintain their independence during the entire colonial period. The entire province of Esmeraldas was a big Palenque. Many of our blacks, however, have migrated to the big cities of Ecuador. There they are losing their identity and culture. This meeting house is an effort to unite the blacks who still live in Quinindé and help them preserve their cultural identity. During one of these black cultural meetings, Mrs. Aminta Quiñones declared me a black honoris causa, which was quite a surprise for me because I wasn't expecting this, and I consider it an honor. We here in Quinindé appreciate very much the work which you are doing here for more than 6 years. You are attending our necessities, especially of the communities which are far away from the city of Quinindé. We are organizing ourselves in groups in order to take care of the necessities of our community, especially health, education, well-being, and development of our community. This is our parish church. The town of Quinindé has a population of 20,000 during the school year when many come to live here for its better schools. In the countryside, there are about another 50,000 people scattered around in 150 villages. 2 other priests and myself visit 95 of them, and I am in charge of 37 villages, which I visit about once a month. One of these villages is that of the 6th line, which is made up mainly of immigrants from other parts of Ecuador, especially from the province of Manabí, and I visit it about every 2 weeks. In the chapel, a catechist teaches catechism to children. and every once in a while, I have short quizzes to see how much they have learned.
La familia sufre hoy en los países pobres grandes daños que tienen su origen en situaciones lamentables de trabajo y desastres.
We thank you for the work which you have been realizing among us here, always being patient with us, because at times we're a little bit proud and not always respected the house of the Lord, but you have been always patient. And because of this, Padre Paul merits our applause. This is our Daniel Comboni Formation Center. Blessed Daniel Comboni was a missionary bishop in Africa in the last century who founded we Comboni missionaries. Here we prepare the catechists and chapel guides of our country villages to form and nurture our small basic Christian communities. Our cursillos, or short courses, last 3 days, and we have 4 of them a year for chapel guides and catechists. De prácticamente la Biblia. Y en otra página habla del Antiguo y Nuevo Testamento, y debajo dice. I am going to return home for 4 or 5 years, and then I will come back to Ecuador. Meanwhile, here is Father Angel from Los Angeles, my replacement. I hope you have all enjoyed this short visit to the province of Esmeraldas. As you can see, there's a lot to be done here, and there's something here for everybody to do. So if you'd like to join us, just come anytime. Thank you and goodbye.
Anoche me fue a pescar en una canoa grande.